So it was revealed a couple weeks ago that the United States Chamber of Commerce, which is one of these big outside spending groups in the election, is actually receiving a lot of their funding from foreign companies and whatnot. What's your take on that situation, particularly given how much of a major player they've been in the election against candidates who are supported by labor?
I think, look, at the Chamber is a disgrace. They pretend that they're getting money and that they're not using it for political purposes, but we all know money's fungible, as they say. So if you get money from one source, you can divert it while you use the money for something else. The thing that I find so disconcerting is the misrepresentation that they're using in the election. The Chamber has been for outsourcing jobs to China. In fact, the Chamber has been for reducing occupational health and safety regulations. The Chamber has acted against the interest of ordinary Americans. The Chamber ought to, and I've challenged them, and I challenge them now, they ought to divulge every company that they get money from and then tell us what the purpose of that money was.
Now, I'll start with the China stuff. It was revealed last week that the Chamber has actually been intimately involved with many Chinese companies in terms of helping hold seminars teaching American companies how to outsource jobs to China. What's your take on that?
As I said, the Chamber of Commerce is no longer the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. It's the Bahrain Chamber of Commerce or the Chinese Chamber of Commerce, and what they have done is become a consulting firm to teach companies how to move jobs out of America. They've opposed, of all things, they've opposed giving a tax break, giving an incentive for a company to bring a job back from offshore to America. And yet they've supported giving tax breaks for companies that will move jobs out of America. That's perverse. That's against the national interest. And no other society would tolerate that. The other thing that's very clear is I live in a small town. Our members live in small towns. I ask them, what does your local Chamber of Commerce think? Our local Chamber of Commerce is against this. They've become the Chamber of Commerce of multinational corporations, not for the mom and pop that wants some help to buy health care or wants some help to get services. They've become the mom and pop opponents.
And so particularly with the focus on outsourcing, it seems particularly ironic given that they're so focused, they talk a big game about creating jobs here in America, even outside their official headquarters. They've got a big job sign.
Scott, they're jobs for China, they're jobs for Russia, they're jobs for Bahrain, they're jobs for India. I have nothing against the Chinese workers or the Indian workers or the workers anywhere in the world. What I'm against is the misrepresentation of the facts. The fact of the matter is that the Chamber of Commerce opposed, that's the key, opposed giving tax breaks to companies that would bring jobs back to America. They supported giving tax breaks to companies that move jobs offshore. They opposed a regulation that would say you had to be transparent in where your monies were coming from to be used in political efforts or issue efforts. I have no problem. I'll disclose where the steelworker money came from. We know every member who made a donation to our PAC, and it came from members.